Hello and welcome back to another legendary episode of the one and only Speculation Alley. It's your boy A-Bomb here, and of course with me as always is my brother from another mother, Crypto Dilly. What's going on, my man?
Going good, dude. How about yourself?
Oh, very good, very good. I'm glad you rugged my idea, the obvious choice, and chose the one that we're going to do today. So let's get straight into it. What are we talking about?
We're talking about the other side, baby. And they just tweeted out today some new information. So we're going to run through it. So I guess I'll just jump right into the meat and potatoes of what we got going on today. They just tweeted out saying, your other deed expanded is your game board, but look to the skies where the constellations align to provide a vision of the future. While the ancient codas take center stage in Legends of the Mara, allies will aid in the battle to defend Otherside against the Shattered. The friends, you won't be going into battle alone, Voyagers. Otherside will be announcing allies both with other Yuga PFP collections and with a select group of third-party PFP collections to enlist reinforcements into the Legends of the Mara battle. Owning one of these battle ally NFTs creates more ways to vanquish the Shattered and gather their treasures. A low tier environment with limited hunter slots could gain a strategic upper hand in fighting the Shattered, possibly leading to a better spot on the leaderboard. So, I mean, let's go ahead and elaborate on that first because that's what you want to touch on, which I think is obvious in my mind. But go ahead.
Yes, I do want to jump right into that, and it's simply that Yuga is going to be letting others be involved in the new game that they're rolling out, Legends of Mara, and it looks like most of those PFPs are the ones that are from the already listed 10KTF PFP collection. So, if that's not exciting, I don't know what is. I'm pretty jazzed about that one, but that was the obvious choice that we were going to get into, but let's keep going, because
Well, I
I
think
like how...
one thing that's not so obvious is like G tags being burned for a PFP. That would obviously
Right.
be included, which would be, that'd be nice. But you also, I think the parent NFTs of 10KTF is definitely like obvious. But what's not is what we got going on here with this map. So
Yeah.
let's kind of try to decipher this. My speculation is that it is a representation of the obelisk for the other side. So we start with one right up here, and you have the coda hand and the ape hand. And what this represents in my eyes is the coda origins, the decoupling. So it says a cosmic earthquake shakes up our universe, bringing with it a vision into the coda's past and an opportunity for Voyagers to decouple their other deeds, constituent parts. Where do the codas and their artifacts go to from here? Voyagers decide. So I think it's like a choice, like point your finger at what goes where. Then the next tab, you're actually seeing number 2 is actually a coda running away from the Shattered. And so I think this represents the next part, which is the growth. And it says, the lands of the other side rumble to life, generating resources, but a destructive and invasive species also emerges. Heed the Codex, Voyager. And then the third would be the down here where we actually see the heavy metal, and then also a tool, which looks like a pickaxe. And so if you go back to the obelisk, and we scroll down to the Agora, it says Voyagers come together to buy, sell, barter, and trade for what you need, or craft new items from raw materials. Let us build, create, and innovate with each other. So we're seeing all these kind of like merge together. Coming up to number 4, we have what looks like the heavy metal, the owl, or the celestial. And so if we go back to the codex, it says the dream. An impossible arcade machine emerges at the center of the biogenic swamp. Use your trip wisely, like an owl, and be rewarded. So we have the dream. The next piece is right here, number 5, which we actually see on the horizon, the little boat that was made, and you actually have a coda riding in it. And so if you look back on the obelisk and we scroll down to the choice, it says, what lies beyond the other side? What creatures call it home? And are they friends or foes? New lands activate and are available for Voyagers. It's time to choose a side. So I think new lands, they're exploring. You also have the Coda who calls it home. A lot of different overlap there. And then finally, we have number 6, which is right at the middle. And if you go back to this, it says the other side is what you make of it. Voyagers take your resources and crafted items and create structures to populate the land. So when you look at this map as a map and you bring all that together, it almost feels like it's following the path of the obelisk. And something that you brought up is actually how like that little boat is actually made up, which I find really interesting. So I mean, what do you think about that speculation? Do you think that that nails it? Do you think there's more to add?
I mean, there's always more to add. You know, we don't know it all, but I mean, damn, bro, it just makes sense. It's a really interesting concept here with how they've laid this out and referred to it. And if you kind of do break it up, it almost seems like alpha in plain sight right in front of us as well. I wanted to hit on two areas. The one that has the pickaxe and the heavy metal in it, which you were referring to, is that's when the agora would come to be, and we'd sort of see, you know, these resources being utilized, crafted, or, you know, combined with one another, and maybe even tools be used to, I guess, garner those resources, which also then led to the next piece of it where we as 10KTF OGs are hoping for, you know, level 2 tools. Now, could we see random, you know, tools be dropped to OGs as well as other side deed holders? I don't know how that's going to go. But the most important thing or most interesting thing I found was that boat with the little dude in the middle, which is where that's going to be essentially what we were comparing to on the obelisk side of this, where everyone is kind of venturing out and exploring the land. Bro, if Kodas can make a fucking boat out of the land, because it, don't get me wrong, like you pull up that boat, that thing looks like it's made out of coral, like it looks like it has flowers as the bottom engine, and it's wrapped in like mushrooms somehow. Like, I know I sound crazy right now, but it's there. So it's just wild if this is going to be something that we see. There's also birds in that same area, right? So, you know, we know that birds tend to, you know, migrate and move to different lands. So it all lines up to me. And even furthermore, it kind of piggybacks off of our last video where we were wondering how 10KTF and some of these even other projects are going to merge together with, you know, Yuga. And it's happening a lot faster than I thought it would, honestly, and it's a lot of fun.
I think they literally just laid out a roadmap for us without
Yeah,
being explicit. Like, I honestly think that this is telling us the timeline of what events are going to transpire, and it's been alpha in plain sight for a long time. But now they've just repurposed it with more imagery, and I think that's something that is bringing it full circle for me, and it makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, tell us what you guys think in the comments below. Definitely give this video a like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're approaching 1,000 subscribers. We'd love to pass that threshold. So give us a like, retweet the video, obviously do all that good stuff, and join us on our community spaces at 5 p.m. PST, where we're going to dive right back into this topic. So again, appreciate you watching. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.